SMBC Singapore Open. Delighted to have you here. Jordan, welcome to the tournament. First time in Singapore. I know you've got a busy schedule today, so we'll open the floor to questions straight away, please. So guys, please fire away the questions. We're on a tight schedule. Thank you.
Yeah, it's an event that, as an American, you grow up always wanting to win. You know, it's we're all very passionate about it, just as the Europeans are. A reason I'm so excited about it this year is because I feel like American golf had a fantastic season last season, and I'm excited because I think that it's off to a good start this year already as well. We had a good week in Hawaii. Ricky winning last week. Jason Duffner winning, who's been on those teams before. We've got a nice mix right now on where it looks like the Ryder Cup team is going to fall of young guys with veterans. And we just feel, in talking with a few of the other guys, especially the younger guys, we feel that there's more passion this year and more confidence this year, at least going in about 9 months before, than it seemed like we had maybe 2 years ago. It's going to be on our own turf. It's going to be really, really fun to play a Ryder Cup in America. I have not experienced that. And so that's a huge goal for the season. Everyone that's in the Masters is certainly capable of winning. They've all won. So it's an event that you get some confidence early in the week. And normally the hardest part is the start to that week, just because it's we consider it the biggest and best tournament in the world. So there's those first tee nerves, and you just want to get going and get started well. And so if anybody does that, they'll be able to feed that off the crowd and keep it going. So as far as singling out competitors, that's too difficult for me to do. There's so many great players that have all competed there that are going to be there this year. I wouldn't be over here now if I wasn't interested in playing around the world. And for me, it just matters on where it is in the schedule too. I mean, it's a Bubba can come over for a week in the middle of the season and go back. And it doesn't affect him a whole lot. For me, when I look at these events, I'd look at end of the season, beginning of the season schedule in order to make these trips and kind of have a bit of more time so I can just stay in a rhythm on the PGA Tour the rest of the year. It was unlucky this year that our President's Cup was overseas. China was pushed up towards the President's Cup. Then Australia, I had won and wanted to go back there. I love Australia. It was just kind of unlucky, the spacing in the tournaments. And that's what kind of led to this crazy, 4-month adventure that we've had. It won't be that way. I mean, next year, Ryder Cup's in the States. The year after, the President's Cup's in the States. China's going to be pushed back, I think, another week. So I'm not sure what exactly will happen. This was just a unique off-season, and I'm extremely excited to be here. I was very tired on Sunday from a long week there. By the time we start Thursday, I'll be ready to go for 4 full days with my best stuff this week. So you just need to be able to have that rest the first couple days of the week, and that's what I'm doing here. Good. But I want to contend on the back nine Sunday and at least a couple of the majors. That's a goal. The results are going to come if I can if I maintain the parts that I think are at the top of the game. And then I can continue to improve on weaknesses that I have. And last season, even in some of my best events, I did have weaknesses. And if I can improve on those specifically, then the results are going to follow this year. Yeah, my impression of Japanese players goes back to when we played the Dunlop Phoenix last season, or 2014 Dunlop Phoenix. And the quality of players that they are is fantastic, and the fact that the majority of Japanese players on the tour are kind of held within that part of the world. You got to think that so many of these young players are going to make it over to the European Tour, to the PGA Tour, and kind of play something like Lahiri does, where he plays kind of balancing a few tours and then kind of figure out what they want to do. There's just so much talent that what we saw there, what I talked with Jay, who's here, about was that, wow, there's really a ton of talent that's so young in Japan. And, you've already seen with Rio and Hideki, their games travel, and they're able to bring it over to the States to, higher strength of fields and still win and compete. And I think that that's something that a trend you'll continue to see.